Excuse me as I kiss the sky. Pick up on a sixpence, a pocket full of mouth. Look up on a dime for that culture. Smoke that dead body like a vulture. The Italian. Blacker than your blackest stallion. Get your housing. Project and represent you shall live, my niggas. Oh yes, apocalypse now, the gunpowder be going down, they just biggie down, down. Hot 9876543 Murder one lyric at your door. The cow breaking through that ass wall, breaking all of these other glass shelves. If I can get mine, then get yours, fucker. You don't need no drop floor. I'd rather keep the back and get you with a back. You more than you all get for. The clouds will stay open like a whole night storm. For real, I keep it here like a piece of blue steel. Put it at your temple what you intend to kill and end your existence. BT ain't no use for resistance. HOB. Good morning, Geekdom. It is me, the Artisan MC, on this pre-Turkey Day stream. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. Like the good brother Malika in here already. Appreciate you, Malika. He says salutations to you in the chat. Thank you, Malika. You know what I do over here. If you donate, especially if you donate on the super chat, gotta show you some love. I gotta give you that salute. Appreciate your service to the cause. I will give you your mark. With 3B salute. Appreciate you, Malika. All right, so here we go with a little bit of artisan thoughts and ideas on geekdom and pop culture. So, we got a little bit of time. I'm on call tonight, so I got to get this one Big Book Day stream in before the evening time. And what did I forget? Oh, it's time for the fastest live stream west of the Mississippi. I'm cruising at 64 miles an hour behind a slow driving truck, but I will now get up to our cruising speed of 85 miles an hour on. So, got a couple of articles sent to me this week. One for the good brother Malika, a couple for the good brother Malika in here right now. I got a chance to skim a couple of them, and then just listening to some of the geek things around the suite. Right? So, me and Black Bang were having this discussion yesterday on Instagram. If you don't know, I'm on Instagram, artisan_MC. Shoot me a message. Let me know who the hell you are. Look at your page. If I know who you are, I've seen you before, or I can identify you as a sub to the channel, I will add you. If I can't, I will not. It's just that simple. But be that as it may, me and Black Bang were talking, and Black Bang was having some ideas about this Fantastic Four story. A lot of news coming out from Marvel right now because, frankly, they got to do some kind of damage control because media, um, critics are having a field day dragging them for the Marvels. They having a field day celebrating uh, that movie bombing. I like they didn't help it, but they celebrate that shit. Most of the people I talked to who have seen the movie didn't think it was that damn bad, but you know how critics in Hollywood like to do. They like to pick their winners and their losers, and right now they want Disney losing, want Marvel losing. Because they want new management, new people in charge. Okay. This is why a lot of times, well, I'll say this specifically. This is why I don't like Yelp. This is specifically why I don't like Yelp. Right? Some people having a reason to complain is enough, and I don't really buy that whole if you complain loud enough things will change. Part of it, part of it I don't buy because it can be bought off. Basically, everybody likes seeing a good car wreck, right? And just like yelling, "Hey, somebody touch me up." 50 years ago, we got an open casting call for anybody else who wants to jump up and say, "You've been touched up too." How many people you think will come out the woodwork? And the more people that come out the woodwork, to me, it's less validity. It's less validity to the accusation because everybody want a piece of something. Everybody want to see someone fall. Everybody want to see something torn down. Everyone got that fucking what is it? I don't like diagnosing people online. You shouldn't do that unless you're a privacy professional. It's not a sociopathic tendency, but basically people like just like seeing stuff. Sure, being a part of things, being a sure. I think the Lord of the Flies analogy I used a couple of streams ago is about acting. Everybody want to dance around the bonfire with the pig. Figure out who's their next enemy so they can go and lead the masses that way to tear that down too. What up, King Parrish? What up, to Trip? So, Black Bane was telling me some stuff that I had already heard. So, some regurgitated sentiment, and then some of his own sentiment mixed in there. That's usually how you have to listen to some of this shit. You have to sift through it with chopsticks. Understand which parts you eat, which parts you don't. And the part that he was actually hitting on was he was just really tired of seeing certain actors in the same spots. Now, the problem is when some people take in a lot of media or read a lot of books, it happens this way in psychology or being a doctor, right? You'll get this diagnosis book, right? ASRM, right? You get that book. The tendency for people who are new to learning that stuff is for them to start diagnosing everybody around them and themselves because they have a book of definitions there. So now they want to keep scrolling through that book and giving out those as definitions and using it to try to paint on everybody else because they want a place to put their newfound knowledge, right? Well, it's the same way in Geek, right? If you were not necessarily a thinker of this stuff, right? And I'm not putting this out. This is not against Black man anything, right? This is just how things go with you. Some people listen to a lot of stuff and do not know how to formulate their own fucking thoughts. They just listen to a lot of stuff and repeat it. And the problem with repeating it is they don't realize at times because they take in so much that they're repeating your ideas to you. They forget where they got the shit from. It's a beautiful fucking sunrise right now. And one of these days I'm gonna get that damn picture of that sunrise. ass low, orange as fuck, hasn't even come up yet. It's just about to crest. Love a sunrise. Makes me glad to be alive. Anyway, because they hear so much stuff, they don't realize when they're repeating back to you, your ideas you told them, but they have now adopted it as their own. I've talked with BGS about this before, and I've always tried to find my way with it because in some ways it's annoying because I don't like hearing regurgitated conversations. I don't like people tell shit I told them, like I'm stupid. I don't like that shit. It bothers me. But at the same time, it's a compliment because they have heard what you said, they're taking what you said and seeing it as being valid, and it now has become a part of them that they tell other people. So you got to balance what do you find more important. Like the message got out there, but actually got credit for saying it. I think both can be possible. I do. Me personally, I think both can be possible. You can't quote Socrates, Marcus Aurelius, Dante, any of these great thinkers and philosophers and stuff like that. You don't credit them and don't give them a fucking credit. You don't. You don't quote William Shakespeare and not give him his credit because it was his thought he created. I don't see why they can't have regular people. Because that's how you get to that status of Shakespeare, Socrates, and all the rest of it, other than actually writing it down and publishing it. So, be that as it may, we're having this conversation, and he is repeating some stuff back to me. But his main sentiment is he doesn't like seeing really named actors in these new roles. He wants to see some more people. Now, I know that's my angst with shit because I'm the one who said that shit. I don't want named actors. No, because I know Kevin Feige's history of being in Hollywood. I know the mistakes that Hollywood had with making these key property movies and banking it all on the star and not banking it on the character. It's a misstep. So with this announcements about Pedro Pascal being Reed Richards and stuff, I don't have a problem with Pedro Pascal, even though I understand Black Bane's, Hanks would not want to see him in anything else. I get that. But what he said was directly repeated from Nerdrotic. Directly repeated from Nerdrotic. So I can't give it that much validity because somebody else is like, you repeat. You have not added on to it. You have not synthesized it. You have not actually added your own input. So between me and Nerdrotic, I got your whole fucking problem for. That's what happens. Now, be that as it may, sentiment, like I said, the sentiment and what is meant by what the words he chooses is that he doesn't want to see Pedro Pascal in that role because he's seen him in enough stuff. That Hollywood has this problem of always pushing these actors out, which is true. His point that he used that was from him was being a huge Murder She Wrote fan. We saw it pop up on Disney Plus. He started watching Murder She Wrote. And one of the things he didn't like is that they regurgitated actors. Like an actor in season 1 played this villain and died, showed up again in episode 8 as somebody else. Well, for him, it was a reason to be, irritated with seeing the same actor over and over again. From my understanding, it is that, well, that probably means that actor was hot. And that episode got such high ratings with that actor being on there, they brought him back to do another episode in a different role. Because after all, it is an actor. That's how this shit works. But this is the thing. This is why I give Black Bane some slack. Black Bane is younger than me. He's about 10 years younger than me. So a lot of the stuff he's not actually seeing the same way. It's very similar, not exactly the same way. Because you don't have the history there with watching. Like I've been recently watching this week. I've been watching The Fall Guy on Amazon Prime. I love The Fall Guy. Lee Majors, Heather Thomas. I love The Fall Guy. I've been watching old episodes of The Fall Guy. What? Because I liked that show when I was younger. I did. So when I see people like Lou Rawls on there and Robert Wagner and James Coburn and stuff, I'm pumped because I know who these people are. I know how big of a name they were at the time to even be in that show. How big of a deal it was to be in that show. Like, oh shit, we got Robert Wagner in this. He's talking about Heart to Heart. I love that show. I used to watch Heart to Heart. That's what happened. A hot actor on a show would boost the ratings. And if the ratings for that episode were high enough, they'd probably ask that actor to come back in a different role. Soap operas have done it forever. Kill off a character, bring that actor back as somebody else. Or kill the character and bring a different actor in to play the same character. Oh, you thought he died in that fall off the cliff, but he actually survived and was in a hospital and got facial reconstruction, and now he's come back, and this is what he looks like now. Come on, man. Let's be a little bit more mature television watchers. Now, for me, my understanding of why people have such an angst with the possibility, oh, God forbid, the possibility of Pedro Pascal playing Reed Richards is because he ain't a white boy. Let's just put a point on it. I'm like, for real. Because why does it fucking matter? If whoever plays Reed Richards plays the character how he is in the comic book, what difference does it make what color he is? What difference does it make? Y'all tell me in the chat. Or ask one of these motherfuckers complaining about it. Tell them I told you to ask. What difference does it make? Because as far as I know, Reed Richards as a character is not based on his color. It's not like he's playing the Black Panther, which will kind of be an insult. It's just Reed Richards. Yeah, the first family in Marvel. Okay, yeah, they are. You don't have mixed race families nowadays? I mean, I watch television sometimes. I can't watch any commercial and see two people not of the same ethnicity playing a family. Is that strange all of a sudden? Do I not understand that the movie going public, the common movie going public nowadays, is primarily made up of Latinos? Do I not know that? Or can I not see that in the stuff that they push out there with some Latino representation? Do I not understand that? I mean, I can be upset about it, but I won't be. Why? Because that shit doesn't matter. It's not essential to the character. Kind of like Spider-Man being white. It's not essential to the character. That is not how the character is written. As far as I know, from the comics that I've read about Reed Richards only needs to be brilliant. Have a problem with Victor Von Doom, or Victor Von Doom have a problem with him. Have his buddy, Ben Grimm, that he cannot change back. And be in love with Sue Storm. And have that be his chick. Problem. Nowhere in there did I see him showing up to a white power rally or claiming he was a Republican or anything else like that that would actually matter to him actually being white. Character, story-wise, just needs to be consistent. Racially, you don't need to be consistent. Now look, last person I heard of for that role was Adam Driver. Last person I heard of for the role was Adam Driver. Adam Driver ain't American, is he? One of the last people who played Reed Richards was Ian Griffith, wasn't American either. He played Reed Richards. What is the fucking issue? Look, I understand that a lot of y'all is pissed off that the world is turning and you're not necessarily sitting on the top of heat no more. It's okay. You still got a seat, motherfucker. Stop bitching. I mean, this is why, thank you, studio, for putting it in there. Why'd they have such an issue with the last Fantastic Four movie? Because Johnny Storm was black. It was Michael B. Jordan. That's why. They killed that movie. I saw the movie. That was a good jumping off point to relaunch the Fantastic Four. Why do I give a fuck if Johnny Storm is black? I don't have an idealization with Johnny Storm having to be blue eyes. What I understand that Johnny Storm's whole deal is he needs to be hotshot, he needs to be reckless, and he needs to burst into motherfucking flames. Does it matter if it's a black dude or a white dude bursting into flames? Not necessarily. The only thing I had some curious about was, okay, so what's his sister look like? And how are they actually related? Tell me how they're actually related. Then you found out how they related. She was adopted. Okay. Why the hell not? It worked in fucking different strokes. I didn't hear Mr. Drummond and people getting pissed off at that show. When Arnold and Willis got a white sister, oh, they were adopted. I adopted my maid's kids because she died. I didn't see anybody complaining about that. They used to watch that fucking show. Chick was cute. And I like Charlene. Take them both. So, no. So, what's the real fucking issue? Do you really hate Pedro Pascal all of a sudden? Really? What? Sound like you like The Mandalorian. Sound like that last Nicolas Cage movie he was in you liked. Sound like you liked Game of Thrones. Didn't have a problem with Triple Threat. Didn't seem to have a problem with him in what was that one? Kingsman 2. What's the issue? Now you got an issue? You only got an issue right now because it's taken that other white boy character that y'all apparently love so fucking much, which is kind of bullshit. You guys have to remember, I sold comic books for at least 10 years. At least 10 years. I saw what sold and what didn't. And Fantastic Four wasn't one of them. Fuck nuts. That's all the issue is. For me, in my experience. Because just like Jonathan Majors, where did all the hate come from all of a sudden? Just like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, where did all the hate come from all of a sudden? Because he made Black Adam? Black Adam wasn't white? He's from fucking Egypt. He should be dark. Morning. Thank you. Now, you can get all pissy about that shit and claim diversity and stuff like that, but you have to remember something. I'm from California. Diversity is not a bad word to me. Diversity in the way it's used by people nowadays in media can be a bad thing, but I don't see diversity in a bad way. Told y'all before, there's certain places I don't want to go if it's all one thing there, all one ethnicity there. I'm not going to have a good time. I'm really not. I am not. Because I don't like uptight assholes. I don't like bougie people. I don't like ridiculous hood acting motherfuckers that don't know how to moderate their own fucking tone and give a shit about somebody else having a good time. I don't. I don't like bad service. And I don't give a fuck who it's by. If it's all black folks, all white folks, all Latinos, all Asians, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't like bad service because I don't like assholes. As far as I know, assholes come in every color. So regardless of your color, because I'm coming from a diverse mind state, I understand there's other people in this bitch than me. I'm going to judge you on how you treat me. And when it comes down to actors and roles that are not essentially just it needs to be a white person, it needs to be a black person, that's not tied into a fucking character, then if you're turning it into a movie, okay, yeah, you can make it as a different color if you want, because that's not important to the character. What was raving about Invincible? You hear them bitching anymore about the characters they changed from white to dark skinned? You heard them mention it before, first season, right? That was until they got their bread in circuses. You know, when they still got to see a father beating the hell out of his son and blood and guts everywhere. And all kind of diverse people getting killed by this motherfucker. They love that shit. Clap for that shit like it's Roman games. And Caesar put his thumb down. But now this movie is dead on arrival just because, goddamn. The smartest person in the Marvel universe has to be some Latino dude? Fuck you. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I did. So King Parrish is saying in here, who cares about color? I only care about a good storyteller. Because that's the only part that matters. If the actor you hire can deliver on a well-written story and he don't look just like the character on the page, what fucking difference does it make? The character on the page is not even tied to being white. He's just tied to being brilliant. As far as I understand in the world, if you ever watched a goddamn TED Talk, there's a lot of brilliant people in the world that ain't fucking white. Just saying. It's not a stereotype to have somebody Hindu or black or something like that up there brilliant. That's not a stereotype. That's not miscasting. That's actual fact. Goofy motherfuckers. So I'm really interested seeing this outward hate coming for Pedro Pascal for a casting decision on a movie you ain't got no goddamn control over anyway. And this is what I mean about, throwing meat to the masses. Because if you listen to this complaint about him in Fantastic Four, what's the complaint about Rachel Zegler in Snow White? You see there's a trend here? Told y'all before, go back and look at their complaints. The movies they really fucking shit on hard. What's the commonality between them? This is just basic psychology. Just basic shit. You're not even getting into why. Because people can tell you all kinds of shit, but their actions prove it out. Every time. Every fucking time. Because that's the shit they can't fake. That's the part they cannot script. Now, I think we in the Black Manosphere understand that when times are good, everybody's your fucking friend. Right? When times are good. Enough money around, enough stuff around, enough food around, everybody's your fucking friend. When things are tight, everybody click up. It becomes musical chairs and everybody trying to make sure you ain't got one. That's kind of what this shit is with this geekdom and who they want to be cast in certain roles and who they don't. Look, it was the same kind of outcry when Rosario Dawson was cast as Ahsoka Tano. Same kind of outcry. Why? Because Rosario Dawson is not a good actor? She's not pretty enough? Oh, she messed somebody that she let in between her legs with some liberal or something like that? Some political guy that you don't like? The fuck do you care? You ain't getting in between her legs. They try to find anything else to try to cloak the fact that they really don't like it. Because they wanted that other girl who was mocapping her to be it. She ain't no actor. Great at stunts. Probably suck at remembering lines and emoting on camera. King Pear said, I think it's a look at the left hand so you don't know what the right is doing situation because I keep wondering, pointing crappy studio heads. Um, you might have to explain that a little bit more. That look, all of this complaint about Disney and Marvel is about getting Disney. Mostly. Mostly it's about getting Disney and being able to swap out studio heads because they don't like Bob Iger. I don't like Bob Iger either. I really don't. I really don't. But at the same time, I don't know shit about Nelson Peltz. I can't say I like him either. I know something about Ike Perlmutter. Can't say I like him either. Not fully. I do like that he kept a little tighter rein on the money. I do like that. I don't like that he broke up that whole shit between Netflix and the Marvel movies to where 1 minute you had a good cohesive universe and the next minute you got people spinning off into nowhere disconnected from all this shit. Don't like that. I don't like some of the other shit he did, but there was some stuff he did that was good. Why? Because I understand people are multifaceted, multidimensional. There are things that you will like about them, and there are things that you will not like about them. My view on people, because people are diverse and people have many sides to them, is to look at the person on the whole, on the scale, just like your life will be judged if you believe in that kind of thing. Do you have more good points on you than bad points? It's very fucking simple. Which way does your scale tip? Does your scale tip more in favor of caring about the consumer, putting out a good product, not wasting people's money? Or does it lean more onto you saying fuck them people and they just gonna pay whatever the fuck I say they're gonna pay? And it's agenda over substance. That's where I come down. What's on more one side than the other? Do you have more positives than negatives? Then we could fucking rock. If you have more negatives than positives, we can fucking rock. I just know where I don't fuck with you at. It's very simple. But that's just accepting people as they are. Like Black Bane don't want to see Pedro Pascal. Okay, you don't want to see Pedro Pascal. I don't give a shit about seeing him or not. Because at the same time, you're getting this news about him being looked at for Reed Richards. You also get news he ain't gonna be in Mandalorian season 4. But Disney is shitting all over Jon Favreau right now because the people who don't like Favreau or George Lucas are the ones in charge right now. You can't tell me Iger liked him. Read Iger's book and how he fucking hustled George. He don't like him. You know KK don't like his ass for all the shit that she done trying to kill off his legacy characters. And it should be very fucking obvious right now. Dave Filoni don't really like his ass. Dave Filoni just want to be him. Because you saw his show and what he did. He tried to wipe away all of George Lucas shit and reskin it with his characters. So none of these motherfuckers actually like George Lucas, except for Favreau, who wants to keep the legacy characters out there and make stuff that George actually likes in his vision, not theirs. So, Pedro leaving the Mandalorian? Yeah, after all the shit he was giving Disney about season 3? Oh, he was right. We saw season 3 of The Mandalorian. How good was that shit? Kind of garbage, right? Well, you know why. Now I understand why Pedro was bitching. You saw the show get switched from the Mandalorian to well, the Mandalorian can be anybody, and Bo-Katan is a Mandalorian too. You saw the shit just like I did. Now you understand why Pedro was bitching. No, I gotta have my helmet off more. Because they're trying to get rid of your bitch ass. Trying to cover you up. I hate nosy ass folks. Don't worry about who the fuck I'm talking to in my car. Look, King, I'm gonna say this one time really clearly. One time really clearly. Since seeing Ahsoka. Fuck Dave Filoni. Why is he trying to bring Vader back? Because out of his show, that was the only thing that fucking worked. Because they can't bring back Balin Skull, can they? Fuck him. He don't need a third time to fuck around with Vader. To get to my other point, since y'all want to end it on a hot one, I saw the report that apparently they've made him the chief in charge of creative at Lucasfilm. And I'm like, what? Who? What? Chief creative officer? Fucking hell. Apparently that's going to be like putting Kevin Feige in charge of all of Marvel. So I can get dumb shit like a Blade movie that can't get made because they keep wanting to introduce some little girl into it. And then in the comic books, Blade all of a sudden got a goddamn daughter. Like, Blade don't need no fucking daughter. He don't need a daughter. He's Blade. Every time they make a character to try to replace Blade, it's always some chick. I don't need that. That character could have died on the vine like you were leaving him to do after the Night Stalkers run was canceled and you didn't know anything to do with him until you let Wesley make a movie out of this shit and he turned it into a marketable fucking character. Now you want to jump back into the mix. Oh, we got this. Blade can't keep a book. You know that? Did you know that? Have you sold comics? Do you know that? Blade cannot keep a book. Look how many failed runs of Blade they have because they don't know how to write the character. Even after they got the boost from Wesley Snipes playing the character, they don't know what to do with the character. Now you're going to give him a daughter? What kind of goofy ass shit is that? Is that not like Wolverine? Is that not like Logan, the movie Logan? All of a sudden he got a daughter so we can kill this motherfucker off? I will quote one of my favorite YouTubers, the Angry Man, right here, and say, y'all must be some of the dumbest motherfuckers in captivity. What time does the next show start? The same fucking trope? The same thing? No wonder you can't get this fucking movie made. No wonder. The tail wagging the goddamn dog. And all this backfilling in the comic to put this character in there so you can try to stick it in this goddamn movie. Like we need a little girl running around killing people. Motherfucker, I saw Kick Ass. I know who Hit Girl is. I've seen Underworld. I know who Celine is. I don't need Blade with a little girl in tow. I don't. Just like I didn't need Whistler's daughter, even though Jessica Biel, fine as hell to me. She used to be. She's not right now. Even though she fine as hell to me, I didn't need Whistler's daughter. The movie was not improved by throwing a chick in there. Outside of the fact that she looked good in the crop top. Nice lips. It wasn't an improvement. So, Vagina Hat Filoni, being in charge of creative at Lucasfilms. Look, I'll just wait for the bonfire. Because all the rest of you goofy asses who worship at the altar of Dave Filoni's tennis shoes or his cowboy hat can keep sucking his dick on that one. But I'm not. I'm not. I was not happy with that offering. I was not happy with what happened with the Bad Batch. Funny enough, I met a guy who knows a guy that worked on the Bad Batch and told me why that last season sucked so much. Because he told me that shit. Yeah, Jessica got a nice ass, dude. I'm telling you. You want to see how nice her ass look? You got to watch The Illusionist. You got to watch The Illusionist with Edward Norton and watch that last scene where he see her at the end of the movie. I'm like, God damn. Justin Timberlake fucked that all up. She all shriveled up and shit like that now. That's why I say she used to be baddie. Baddie. I'm sorry. I like pretty women, and they come in every color. They come in every color. Guys help, so why? But met a guy at a restaurant. I'm sitting down eating my fucking tortellini and chicken, and I had on my thermal shirt that has a rebel symbol on the front of it, right? And guy came in and was talking like, "Hey, you like the Bad Batch?" I'm like, yeah. He made a offhand comment about the Bad Batch, and I told him, yeah. Oh, my friend worked on that. Oh, that's cool. What happened with the last season? That's what I told his ass. What happened to the last season? Because that last season sucked. He said, "Oh yeah, there's a story behind that." I said, "I'm sure there is. Why don't you tell me?" So the dude told me while I was eating my fucking dinner about what happened, what his friend had to go through, and what had happened with that last season of Bad Batch. Why it sucked so fucking bad. The short version, when he told me not to say anything to anybody, I was like, reshoots, reshoots. They had to redo it because somebody spent a hell of a lot of money on a bunch of bullshit, and it had to be redone. Which I think it was the other way around because I told him it was the whole season was something about Omega, and that's not the interesting. That's not the fucking Bad Batch to me. Bad Batch is the four other dudes. Omega is just a side dish. Dave's character. They're all Dave's character, but Dave's vehicle, the little girl in it, because that's how what he feels like. That's why every one of his characters is a little girl. What up, JL? I'm just about to get out of here because I need to go in there and get this laundry and wash. But I think Dave being in creative control, they must not have watched fucking Ahsoka. They must not have watched that shit. They must have gave him that shit before they watched that because I don't need him in charge of everything. I really don't because I just saw what he could produce, what he produces when he's in charge of everything. And the Ahsoka show was not a slam dunk. It wasn't even a line drive. Couldn't turn a double on that bitch. Maybe a single. Maybe a single. Because Ray Stevens was killing it as Balin Skull. But you didn't develop that story any, so what the fuck? So that just leaves Anakin, Hayden Christensen showing up. Everybody was happy about that. I bet money he didn't write that shit. I bet that was what John Favreau helped him on. I bet money. Uh, yeah. And thanks, JL, for bringing this up so I can round this shit out about shit that don't actually fucking matter. The Crimea River shit I was hearing about was about Silver Surfer possibly being a female. Now, I didn't read the story to find out if they are actually making the Silver Surfer a female or one of Galactus's heralds is a female. Now, the way I understand it, I believe her name was Frankie Ray, was a Nova. Not she wasn't a Nova from the Nova Corps or anything like that. Her name was Nova. Fuck with Johnny Storm, and she became a Herald of Galactus. So what's the issue? Now she wasn't the Silver Surfer because there is only one Silver Surfer because Norrin Rad is the last of his species. He gave up his life in a sense to try to save his planet, Zenla, from Galactus. Galactus turned him into his herald, and while he was out finding him something else to eat, he did go back and eat his goddamn planet. He was hungry, man. Scorpion's got to sting. You know, carnivores got to eat. Now, if they make this next Fantastic Four movie and there's a female herald in it, no big fucking deal. It's no big fucking deal. Dude, get the fuck away from my car talking. Now I just scared his old ass. Why are you having a cross conversation across my goddamn car and you see me in it talking to somebody on the phone? Stupid motherfucker. Just a dumbass who put a combination lock or a keypad lock on our fucking bathroom to keep people from the outside, other vendors from using it. Motherfucker, it's a bathroom. What are you protecting? Toilet paper? And all I saw when I went in there is the motherfucker start decorating like he Sally Homemaker. Coat hooks and Thanksgiving stickers on the wall and a latch on the door so you can latch it. I'm like, man, give me a reason to kick this goddamn door open. Give me a reason to kick this fucking door open. Because I'm going to take pleasure in kicking that shit the fuck off of there. Stupid shit. This is why I'm not on that boat with everything got to be white. Some of this shit y'all do need to go. It needs to go. Y'all need to grow the fuck up. There's other people on this planet too. On this planet, in this country, have other concerns than your ass. And you can't bar, lock, gate, legislate all that shit away anymore. You just can't. It is not sustainable. What was that report that came out last year? How the country would have been better off if you weren't trying to repress black men so much. That it was like a monetary gain that the country would have if you weren't trying to spend so much time trying to repress them. You'd be up. But since you didn't, you decided to pour all your money into trying to repress them. That's why you're out so much goddamn money. It's a drain on the society to have a certain population have to be the bottom and dragging behind. Because then you got to pour resources into actually, you know, taking care of them in one way or another, be it, you know, on the dole or prison. But that money got to come from somewhere. So to Two Drill's point, yeah, female Nova was dope. Frankie was dope. Y'all can go ahead and wiki that shit and figure out who the fuck she is. And then you can read the article and see if they're saying that the female will be Silver Surfer or will she be Galactus's herald? Because that's specific. Because Galactus always had a female herald in classic comics. He had a female herald. And if Frankie's look, if I remembering it correctly, her body was silver like the Silver Surfer, but when she flew, her hair was fire, like Johnny Storm. So I don't have a problem with that. You don't need to get to Silver Surfer right away. You don't. Let it linger. Let it build. Show me some of these other heralds he got, because Galactus has had a bunch of heralds. Silver Surfer is but one of them. Let me see a fucking Terrax. We're dealing with the Fantastic Four, right? Let me see a Terrax. Let me see an Airwalker. Let me see a Fire Lord. You know, some of these other fucking characters people would know if they read comic books. You know, these other Xandarians, where, you know, Nova is from. Richard Rider Nova gets his powers from. You know, the society we already saw in Guardians of the Galaxy that apparently just got wiped out by Thanos. Remember those people? Yeah, a couple of those motherfuckers, after their society got wiped out, became heralds of Galactus. Isn't that lovely? Why don't we see some follow up on that instead of bitching about dumb shit? Oh, they got a female. Oh, they replacing her with the Silver Surfer. So fucking what? Why don't you find out if Silver Surfer is going to be a female or if Galactus has a herald that's a female? How about that? Get an actual fucking point. Yeah, Nova was in the Silver Surfer. Nova and Silver Surfer were in one of the Fantastic Four cartoons, the one from the 90s. They did a lot of those stories. So check it the fuck out. Look it the fuck up. Or read a goddamn book. It's not that big of a deal. You can't get all bent out of shape, even if they change Silver Surfer to a female, because yeah, Norrin Rad used to be a dude. Okay. You can be pissed that they changed him to a female, but the motherfucker is silver. What difference does his fucking color make? Obviously nothing, right? It's just to get a little sticky when you get into those stories where you kind of, you know, kind of fell in love with Sue Storm. Get some little lesbian action going on. She can grow a silver schlong out of her body all of a sudden. Give her that power cosmic in the uterus. That shit might make a good porn movie. Hilarious. So, with that cheery little bit of note, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Um, Happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys, you folks who actually celebrate Thanksgiving. If you do, I don't know many people who don't. This is my favorite holiday. I've worked retail for way too long. I could give a shit about retail Christmas from here on out. I don't care about it. I don't like it. It is stressful. It is not a happy time for me. I will have the Christmas spirit because I like being decent to people and having, you know, hot apple cider and ice skating and, you know, snowballs and all that other fun shit that comes with the actual spirit of the holiday. But I do not like retail Christmas. I don't give a shit. I don't care about Black Friday. I don't care about none of that shit. So Thanksgiving is the holiday I stake my flag on, and the year finishes out for me right there. There we go, Malika. See, somebody got Google fingers. Nova, I was right. Frankie Ray was created by John Byrne back in the 1980s when he wrote and drew for the Fantastic Four doing his run on the book. Thank you. Thank you, Malika. Now circulate that to your favorite uh, geek commentators who are complaining about certain shit because they probably Googled it too. But they probably wouldn't Google Terrax, Airwalker, and Firelord. They probably won't. Three other of Galactus's heralds. You know, the ones that came after Surfer when he kind of turned on Galactus and didn't want to do his job. and Galactus sent them other fucking heroes out there to like get that motherfucker back on his dizzle. Yeah, look that shit up. See if you can Google that a bit. But um, I hope all of you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. And if you're solo dolo, find some place to go, be with some friends, be with some family, be with some chick, even for like a night. Put your bullshit aside. Maybe y'all can, cuddle up and get warm by the fire and eat some fucking turkey meat at each other. I don't fucking know. But it's not a reason to be sad. I know there's a lot of shitty stuff going on in the world right now, but it is not a reason to be self-deleting, put it that way. But morning will come, the storm will pass, and hard times don't last long. It just makes stronger people. So, Malika said the info was in my brain, not Google. Good, Malika, you the same age as me, because I pulled it out my brain too. Pulled it out my brain too, because I read things. I didn't grow up in the Google generation. I actually had to read these comics. So, you did too. And you like John Byrne. You like John Byrne because you knew about the She-Hulk stuff. See how all this stuff tracks? So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Yes, he did. See, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate you guys for coming through on this Geek Speak. Um, like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. I've been Artist MC. Y'all have a good Thanksgiving, and I will see you guys after that. I will not stream on Thanksgiving. Excuse me. Coffee. This latte shit constantly give me the burps. I'm gonna stop buying this shit. But like, share, subscribe, support stream if you feel so inclined, and I will see you guys next time. Peace. Gobble, 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 gobble.